Hey, One Life community, welcome to our, November 2016 Google Hangout. Tonight is something really special. We are introducing our One Life roadmap. And what we'd like you to do right away is go to the showcase on the left side of your screen and click on the One Life roadmap and download it. And if you're listening to the recording, please go to the link in the YouTube description below of this YouTube recording. So either way, you're in for a very special treat. We've got Jonathan Murby, who's been helping us work on the One Life Roadmap for some time now. And we're very excited to launch this, but a couple quick announcements before we do. First of all, in December, we have making 2016 your best year ever goal setting session. That's on December 8th at 5:30 p.m. Note the new time, 5:30 Pacific, on December 8th for our Google Hangout goal setting with Matt Aitchison and Brandy Salazar. This will be exceptional. If you want to have your best year ever, please plan to be on December 8th, 5:30 Google Hangout. It's ready to sign up for that right now. Second thing is we have our second annual Philadelphia One Life Fully Lived Conference, May 21st and 22nd. You can now sign up for that on our One Life Fully Lived website. Go to onelifefullylived.org and come support us in Philly. It's going to be incredible. We're calling it Lift Your Life. So we hope to see you there. So I am so excited about this One Life Roadmap, you guys. You have no idea how excited I am about this, because this is a dream we've had at One Life Fully Lived for 5 years now. You see, when we started One Life Fully Lived, we wanted to help you to dream, plan, and live your best life. And we figured the best way to help you do that is by helping you learn life's basics. We call them real life's 101s. They are who am I, what's my plan, how am I going to make money, how am I going to avoid debt, learn how to invest wisely, how am I going to get things done, and how am I going to have the energy and the vitality to create this One Life Fully Lived. So we call those the real life's 101s, or life's basics. And this is what we're going to show you tonight, how A, you can learn this, and B, you can teach it to people in your world. So if you look at these as the basics, what we're doing is teaching you how to show others how to master these basics. And that's what Jonathan's going to go over tonight with you, this One Life roadmap, how you can first learn it, teach it, and share it with our community. We want you to become a guide for One Life Fully Lived. We want you to become an ambassador in your community, helping spread the One Life message to your family, your friends, your school, your churches, your women's groups, all over, just all over the place, so we can get this. We want to help people learn this where they are. And one thing that we're a little concerned about is you're thinking you have to be a master at all of this before you can teach. We'd like you to learn it and get it down, but we want you to start where you are. Start with your family, start with your friends, start with a small group, practice it, and get better at it. Master the One Life roadmap so you can help others master their life. That's what we have in mind, because we are taking this worldwide. It's going to be big. We've got a guy named Sujit Lalwani who is he's from India. He came to our Sacramento conference. He's going to have this One Life roadmap in 160 countries in the next year. So we got some work to do, folks. You guys are our beta testers. You're the ones who are going to help us get this out into the world. And a gentleman who's been helping me create this, Jonathan Murby, rhymes with Derby, Jonathan is going to be going over this tonight with you. I just want to give a couple other credits to Brian Rocha, my executive advisor, and Mark Yagi and Beverly Steiner also did a lot of work towards getting this One Life roadmap up and running. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Jonathan, and he's going to help you. He's going to help you get this roadmap going. So once again, if you haven't already, please click on the link in the showcase on the left-hand side to download the One Life roadmap so you can read along with us. If you're watching a recording, a YouTube, click on the description, the link in the description below the One Life video. Jonathan, take it away.
Perfect. Thanks, Tim. So yeah, we're super excited about this roadmap course. It really is going to be able to be a tool that's going to empower you to go out into your communities and to really impact people's lives. So we're super excited. A couple of features about the course. It's designed to be very user-friendly. So like Tim said, you don't need to be a master faculty. You don't need to be an expert, but you need to be someone who's enthusiastic and who wants to get out there and who wants to really change people's lives. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of the major models to help you feel more prepared for teaching it. Again, if you have it, if you can follow along, that's the best. Again, it's in that showcase. If you can't, that's okay. We're going to walk through a lot of it, and we're going to feel good, and you'll be able to look at it afterwards as well. And as we go, if you have any questions, we do have a question bar, a Q&A bar there. So would love to get any questions, and I'll be sure to look at those as we go along. So I'm going to share my screen so that we can see the roadmap. So again, what we're really looking for is, we don't need to think about this necessarily as teaching. It really is about training, about growing people. So if you find that you're doing all of the speaking, then we need to adjust it. We need to tweak what's going on. Just at a high level, this course, this roadmap is going to help you get people from what we call awaken, which is where they're hungry, they're ready for something more, to that one life fully lived. So this is our entire journey, is just from awaken to one life fully lived. We're going to walk through it through this model that at first it might look a little complex, but we're going to walk through it. But basically what we see is, in order to get from awaken to the one life fully lived, we need to really understand this dream it, plan it, live it that's at the center of it. That needs to be the central marching orders that we go by. And we have community support, and we have life mastery along the way that support us in that central mission. So in the course, we're going to start here. We're going to start at awaken. And when we think about awaken, it can mean a couple of things. It could mean reawaken, because there's a certain magic to a child's imagination that I'll look at my nieces and nephews and see how they play, and it's like, oh man, I wish I could get back to that sort of just raw imagination. And there's something to that. There's something to recapturing that, and that's part of awakening, is just recapturing the imagination, this idea of what if, this idea of what more there could be. We can also call it reprogramming or deprogramming. We're all given rules to live by our parents or by our peers or by our bosses, and those aren't necessarily ironclad or unchangeable. The awakening is really the process of recognizing that there is a bigger world out there, and that there is this life fully lived that we can pursue and that is worth pursuing. So in the course, we'll start with awaken, then we move into dream it, and so dream it is our first milestone. So we're going to have 5 milestones. Dream it is the first one. We really want to first help people realize that they have a permission to dream. They have a permission to pursue something that's bigger and extraordinary and that's out of the normal. And actually, it's not even big enough that we want people to have a permission to dream. We want to connect people to dreams that already exist inside of them that they've maybe locked away because they're not practical, or because they don't seem as urgent as tomorrow's water bill. Like, how do we stop and help people get into that dream? And so really awakening to a dream really means finding that thing that's bigger than yourself that you want to devote yourself to. So that's our first milestone, dream it. Then we add in plan it. We add in the next step. In plan it, what we're really looking for is the interaction between the dream and the plan here that you can see in the model is really important. There's an important rule in improv comedy that's called yes and. The rule in there is that you always, if someone starts to go in a certain direction, you don't try to derail them, you don't try to pull them back in, you don't try to cut them out, you try to go with them. You say, okay, yes, I see where you're going, and let's add this to it. So it's really a way of really giving honor to the direction they're intending to go. If you immediately say no, then you've dishonored them, and we cause people to shut down. So the same thing happens when you're training people, when you're leading. That you're actually able to say yes and to all of these dreamers who are out there, and then start to connect them to the plans that will help things happen. So there will be people in your in your sessions who are going to say dreams that seem improbable to you, and your job is not to squash their dreams, but your job is to help them say, okay, what can I do that can help them move in that direction? Because maybe the destination will change, but the journey that they're going on is going to change their life. So we really want to have that yes and attitude in the classroom. And so we really see how planning is vital to this. A dream by itself is a nice thing, but when we connect the plan, all of a sudden we're moving closer. We're moving closer to something big. So that's the second milestone, which is plan it. Third, we add in the live it, and this is really the day-to-day reality of having this plan that's connected to our dream. So we're not just planning a life; we're planning a life that is fueled and impassioned by this dream. So, one way we can look at this too is that the intersection of all of these is really what we could call, this is our reason to get up in the morning. And that's really what it means to dream it, plan it, live it, is that we have something that is worth your most important resource, which is your time. And that's really when it's still people in this milestone, that there's something that's worth it, and that's what we're helping them pursue. So next up, we add in now. Okay, so we have this Venn diagram, this dream it, plan it, live it, and when we're at the center of that, we're feeling good. We're moving in the right direction. And so what we want to do then is layer in some of these other things that Tim was mentioning. We want to layer in the life mastery. We want to layer in financial freedom, the pursuit of health and wellness, the spiritual pursuits, whatever things that are important to this person that, as you can see, are part of this and are supporting it. And that's really where the life mastery comes in. If we have a great plan and a dream and we're living it, yet we're neglecting our health or we're neglecting our relationships, then that's not going to be the correct environment for this dream, this plan, and this life to really work in. So we want to add in this deeper environment of support. So we all right, and so with it, we want to highlight areas of growth that can stop people from reaching their full potential. All right, and I heard there was a little feedback, so I'm trying to fix that. With this life mastery, we really want to pursue that life fully lived, and we're going to do that through that. So next up, we're going to add in community support, and so here we're really looking at adding in. We're really looking at the fact that none of us are alone. None of us should be alone. And so there are several things here that we're looking at. We're looking at accountability partners. We're looking at mentors. We're looking at guides. We're looking at people who are going to walk alongside us and who are going to support us. One of the interesting parts in this is our friends and family. So we may find that friends and family are very supportive of our dreams. They're very supportive of the plan, and they're very supportive of the life that we'd like to live, and they support us in our life mastery. We may also find that some of our friends and family maybe enable us to go in directions that are counter to our dream, our plan, our life. And we just really need to be aware of what that peer group does and how they're supporting us and how they can support us. One of the biggest parts of this as well is this idea about the community, this idea that we have a One Life community. We have this group here that's here to support us and that's here to grow us. So that's the fifth milestone. And as you can see, if we look back through our pictures, we start with awaken, we add in dream, we add in plan, the live it part, life mastery, community support, and then we're at this point. We've gone through it all. We've gone through this the whole roadmap at this point. So we've been able to walk people from this idea of moving from awaken to One Life Fully Lived, where I don't know how to do that. I don't know the steps. I don't know. What would one do? To, hey, we've really dialed it in. We've really helped them really figure out the specific plan that they're doing. So this is where we really pull it all together. In effect, if you understand this model and how to move from plan it, dream it, to live it, then this is the core of everything that we're doing.
Hey, Jonathan, I'd just like to touch on that.
Go for it.
Yeah, you absolutely nailed it. This is the core of what One Life Fully Lived's all about. And anybody who's spent any time around our community recognizes this model. And what I'm especially most proud of is all the young people that have gotten into One Life Fully Lived and have awakened. I'm picking up Gonzalo Corzo as an example. Came to our conference a couple years ago, very much awakened. He is literally wrote out a dream, wrote out a plan for his dream, and now at 19 years old, he's well on his way to his One Life Fully Lived. You know, obviously it takes years. I got a question for you though, Jonathan. Where do you find people getting stuck along the way?
It's really, to me, it's at the transitions between each of the steps. So it's at moving from a dream to a plan. It's at moving from the plan to that life. It's really in between. So it's one thing to say, okay, here's what kind of my dream is. Okay, but how do I create a plan that works for that? And really what we'll see also is that people will, over time, realize that, oh, well, now that I'm doing the plan, I need to go and actually reevaluate the dream a little bit and kind of tweak it to reality. So, yeah, so I think that would be the biggest thing to me, is really finding, the in-between spots and just always moving forward.
And in my mind, that's the value. That's when the community comes in. Either your mentors, your own mastermind accountability partners, and the community itself can really help when you have those inevitable rough patches. So keep on rolling, Jonathan.
Exactly. Okay. Cool. And so then as we move on, what we've gone through so far is really the backbone of the course. If you understand that, again, you're going to do a good job. And so but there's some mechanics in the course that I'd like to go over to kind of to fill you in a little more about exactly the rhythm of the course and kind of how you can teach it. So what we have is we start off with an overview, and this is where you lay the groundwork. This is where you really set the foundation for what everything is, and this is where you go over the model. You show the big overall model. Part 3, page 3, we move into awaken. We move into this idea that we can grow to something bigger. Page 4 is something that I know is close to Tim's heart. Is this idea about doing a One Life review, which there are 6 questions that at first they seem like they're straightforward, but with these questions, like, you can just really dig in and really help people understand maybe some of the things that they don't realize. I think in an earlier version we called it my One Life audit, which isn't a very friendly way to say it, but it's kind of what it is. It's basically saying, this is exactly where I am, and if people can really be honest about that, then they can really find great ways to move forward. So that's really the intro. We go from overview to awaken to the my One Life review.
And on that One Life review, that's a great place to sit down with a kid, a good friend, a parent for that matter, that you're trying to help out and you're really not sure where to go with them. That One Life review is a great place for them to kind of take an audit, if you will, of where you are in the things that really matter in life. And that way, how do you know how you can go forward if you don't know where you currently are? So that was the thought process there.
Yeah, and that's great. And one of the things that we'll see then is all of this. So in some ways, when we show the overall model, we really are showing that there's a destination. That's the One Life Fully Lived. That's a destination, but really, that's just the place where an awesome journey happens. So all of us are growing. None of us have finished the race. We're all moving forward. And so our goal is that someone could take the roadmap this year and take it again in 5 years and get the same, more incredible things out of it, because They're constantly growing and constantly moving. So that's the goal there. And like Tim said, you can't know how to grow if you don't know where you are. So that's what that review will teach us. And so the review, it's important the review is an important part of the course because it's the first time that there's a big interactive portion where people are in there, they're writing down their answers, they're deciding how vulnerable to be. Because one of the amazing things is if you look at the things that we have as being core supporting issues, life mastery, which is finances and health, we have dreams, we have our plans, we have the friends and family who we want to be vulnerable to. A lot of these things are difficult for people to talk about. So one of the most powerful things that the roadmap offers is getting these things out there, that someone can state without fear of criticism what their financial goal is, that someone can say, hey, I need more support from my family. Can someone in here talk to me about how I can do that? So by being able to quickly, with this review, get those sort of things out there, we're able to unlock some really powerful conversations because one of the, when I've written training before, one of the things we really talk about is the class should be a conversation. The answer comes from the room, not from you as the trainer. So how can we have this conversation? How can we have powerful questions? And our job is to give those powerful questions. And your job is to go and take them and ask and really help people dig deep. And so that's what we start with the review, and then we continue on. And so our next step are the 5 milestones. And again, that was dream it, plan it, live it are the first 3 milestones. And then the life mastery and the community support. So those are the 5 things that we're digging into. With each of them, you present the visual model, like the ones that you've seen here, and then you dive into 5 quick keys. So it's not really a lecture, but it is sort of the content that we want to be shared. So 5 quick keys that you'll be able to share, and then we have discussion questions for each milestone. So that's always the rhythm. The visual, you present the 5 keys, which have some thought-provoking questions that will hopefully lead to some cool conversations in the room, and then some discussion questions where they each work individually to fill in, hey, what is the status of my planet, or do I know my dream well enough to be able to write it down? Because we know that goals that are written down, just the fact of writing them down, that physical action makes goals much more likely to happen because they become more ingrained and we become more invested in them. So again, with these milestones, that's really what we're doing. It's a nice little rhythm. And as we'll talk about in a second, if you need to break up the class because of time constraints, the milestones are your guide to do that. We have Awaken, 5 milestones, and the conclusion. So those are sort of 7 natural sections that you could break the class up into. And we'll talk about that more in a second. And so then we have our conclusion. And what we really want to do is, if you think about the whole course of the roadmap, we've started out by awakening people. We've started out by bringing people from this place of wanting more but not knowing how to get there to walking through this roadmap of having directions and having plans on how to get there. And so that's really what we're doing. We're really helping them move along that. So that only works if we have a powerful conclusion. So in that conclusion, a couple things we want to have. First, we want to really assess where are we on each of those milestones. And then we dive into what are the next steps? What are the things that that participant can do when they leave to really make a powerful change? So one of the ways I like to think about it is, instead of you feeling like you're a lecturer or a teacher, you really are a facilitator. You really are facilitating people moving from A to B to C by asking super powerful questions and helping people get more specific and helping people move from a dream to a plan to live in it, which is the whole point of what we're doing in the first place. So again, that's the rhythm of the course. Effectively, we walk through the model step by step with discussion questions and with some powerful conversation starters along the way. So
before we get into the next steps, I just wanted to touch on those steps we did. Can you go back to the last slide, Jonathan? Is that possible?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys all did get the chance to go into the showcase and download this so you could go along with Jonathan. I think we've done this course in a way that can help you be most effective with the people you're trying to help. I think you're going to find, just like anything else, the first few times you do it, you're going to be a little funky with it. It takes a while to find your groove, just like anything you try for the first time. So that's why we'd like you to start with family, friends, just small groups before venturing out. But we want you to really become familiar with this. We also want you're our beta testers. You're our first people out in the community doing this. We want your feedback on how we can make this better. We're just starting out with all this, and we know it's going to get better over time. We know we have something special, and we need you to help us make it something really special. So please do get out and teach it to others. Thanks.
Yeah, perfect. And one good thing about that too that fits in with what I was saying is the friends and family in some way could be a safer group to start with and a great place of practice, but they're going to have some of the same reservations when it comes to sharing some of these hard things. So that really does make it for a great place for you to practice and learn, because you're going to come across some of the same things that you'll see in the classroom or at your church group or at work or wherever you intend to do this. You're going to get some of those same things and some of that, the weird taboo that we have around success and exposing your dreams and sharing your financial plan. So you'll get to experience a lot of that right away, which is a really good place to learn.
And that brings up an interesting point, Jonathan. What we do at One Life Fully Lived is we have adult conversations about our lives, about the things that really matter in life. And if you think about it, it's almost like a lost art. People just don't talk about this stuff anymore. They certainly don't go deep into their finances and how are you doing. And these are the kind of conversations we'd like you to have with those close to you and perfect strangers, mastermind accountability partners that become people that help you get to where you want to go over time. And that's how we all grow together, and that's what One Life Fully Lived is all about.
Perfect. So, yeah, we all just want to grow together, and that's the whole point of putting this tool there, is for you to be able to grow yourself, and then we're gonna to be able to move forward there. So we're gonna move to a question that we've gotten several times, which is, okay, I've got this course here, but what is next? Like, what do I do to go from where I'm sitting here listening to actually being in front of people? So the first and best way is to learn the model yourself. So a cool thing about the course as well is that it also works as a workbook. So you can actually just sit there yourself, read through it, go over it, and you should 100% have filled it out yourself from start to finish before you go and teach. So if you haven't done that, then you're going to come across questions by doing it that otherwise will be surprises in the classroom. So you getting in there, and also just make sure that obviously it's written with a specific purpose, and maybe when you read it, you're like, well, why did they ask this question here? I wouldn't ask that question there. So that gives you the authority to either not ask that question there or reach out to us and help let us explain what we're going for there. But we don't want that to come out in the room. So that's one big thing. So it is really that you just really learn it. You just really know it. That's one first part. So and then okay. So another question we've gotten is, if I have questions about the roadmap, who can help me? So we want to be here to support you. So we're not just giving you this and then you're off on your own. So this webinar is one way that we're supporting you. Another way that we can support you is if you have questions, you can email them to info@onelifefullylived.org. So it's info@lifefullylived.org. So info@onelifefullylived.org.
And I think Jonathan's got a really good thought process there with learning the model yourself, making darn sure you know it before you start working with others, and then do take it out into your community. Even if you don't feel totally comfortable teaching it, and I know some of you get a little nervous when you're in front of a group and palms start to sweat a bit, but just think of all the good stuff you're doing. Maybe volunteer at a high school class. Maybe to your church Sunday school, whatever. Just try it and see how it goes. And we want to bring our One Life community to our communities and get you in front of different places and then just expand your reach over time. But it's just like anything else. The first thing you got to do is learn it yourself, try it on others, and then just grow more and more comfortable with it. And as we say, master, because that's what we're doing here, is we're mastering this material as we master our lives.
And I love that, because one of the things that you'll find by really devoting yourself to learning the material is your own pursuit of that one life fully lived is going to improve. It's going to happen. The more you learn it and the more you teach other people, it becomes, when you're in the classroom, it's almost like you're looking into a mirror where you can then recognize other things that you can do to improve yours, because you want to appear valid, and also when these people ask these questions, that will also inspire you. So there's a huge amount of growth that comes from taking this message out there and really pushing yourself to do that. So absolutely agree that once you've learned the model, don't try to overlearn the model. Learn it, feel comfortable, and then go out and teach it, because you're actually going to learn the model even better by teaching it. So find that place where you're not quite comfortable, and then go out there and teach it. And that's a key thing.
And that's well said, Jonathan. How do we master stuff? We teach it. You learn it yourself, and you only get better. You master it by teaching others. And don't be afraid to step on your toe, your own toes a bit and fumble a bit. It's okay. That's how you're going to get better. And just think of what you're doing to somebody else's life. And then once you've taught a person or a group, please stay in touch with them, follow up, see how they're doing, and really care, because that's what One Life's all about, is getting in, just teaching this material and really giving it a darn, and that's how we're going to make our mark on the world. So Jonathan, do you have anything else to add before we wrap this up?
Yeah, just no, I think that's really good. So I think that once we move from this idea that we've learned it, now we've taught it. The third part is really getting to the point where you're a master and can then learn, okay, how can I adapt it to be perfect for this audience? How can I break it up into these 3 sections? Or maybe this group, like, I really want to just live in dream for a while, because these are people who need a dream and who need me to help instill that in them. And I just want to live in that space for a little while. So that's just sort of thing that comes when you've really learned it, and then you've taught it some, then you can kind of get out there and you can start then adapting it. So that's that'd be the last thing. Learn it, teach it, and then adapt it.
Awesome. Well, once again, Jonathan, thank you so much. Would you guys know this is the first Hangout Jonathan's ever done? He's awesome, and I thought you did a great job. You did an incredible job helping us write this. I sincerely appreciate your creative mind and your structure, because anybody that knows me knows I can be a bit out there.
We make a good team.
That's exactly right.
I appreciate
so we, as we said, we want you to be a One Life guide. And that's somebody out here teaching this in the community. We're going to have more information on how to be a guide and how to help us take this program further. If you're not part of the One Life community on Facebook, please become. That's the number One Life, all one word, One Life community on Facebook. That's where we talk about these things now. We will be probably making a new group for guides, but I don't want to put that out there till we do it. And anyway, we sincerely appreciate you tuning in for this. Please email info@onelifefullyLived.org with any questions or feedback on the One Life roadmap here. And we look forward to talking to you next month. That's on December 8th with Matt Aitchison and Brandy Salazar, helping you plan your best year ever for 2016. Sign up for that Google Hangout. One more time, Jonathan, you got any last intelligent words for us?
Just go read it, teach it, and then you can adapt and go conquer the world with it. Go change the world.
Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate your time. We'll see y'all next month, and thanks for supporting One Life Fully Lived, everybody. Brian, you can take us home now. Yo, sure.